Hello there! Today I want to talk about the Super Drum 70 by KptnAutismus. I saw this on the internet, and since I know KptnAutismus from a German Discord, I just asked him if he had the hardware flying about, and then I sent him some money and he sent some over. The hardware was sent in this little box. The box is for sale at Bearswear, so I'll just leave a link to that and, of course, KptnAutismus stuff in the description, so you can also get one. The bill of materials isn't too large, it's just like a couple of drum springs, heatset inserts, which are honestly very nice to install. He had just the right hole sizes for that, and you just, for the assembly you just need a bit of a drill, probably, because there's a lot of screws in the outside of this, and a soldering iron. This thing fixes a couple of issues that other big drums had. Like the one that comes to mind, of course, is the Mythical Drum Mag by Ezekiel. That had a really weird loading setup. This thing, on the other hand, is really simple. Like, this is almost full now. I just fired 6 shots to show something. So the way you load this thing, and the way KptnAutismus suggests you load it, is you switch this on. This engages a ratcheting mechanism. Then you click it for, turn it 4 clicks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you should have space for 3 darts. I'm just getting those 3 darts. There we go. That's there we go. I was out of sequence there. There's always 3 darts in one of these things. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I should have space for another 3 darts. 1, 2, 3. This can go 1 for it. No, it can't. And now if you want to repressurize the whole thing, you press that little button here, so that disengages, and then you fold over. That little switch should click right in, and then it's free rotating. I'll just go through a couple of blasters. That's an MPP. It's really heavy with it. There's different neck sizes for this. This is the 130mm neck. There's a 100mm neck and also really long necks. I don't know why you would need a longer neck, but there are blasters that kind of need them. So, that's loaded, and let's go into full auto a bit. You can see it turning down here. And it feeds really well. So I've went through the MPP with this thing once. The mag got to 68 shots fired until the MPP striked, because there was just overheat on the thermistor. So the motor overheated, I think. That's quite impressive. So the blaster broke before the guard did. No, the drum did. It didn't break. I just waited a few seconds for it to cool down again, and I could continue shooting. But who needs to shoot 70 shots in a row? And if you do need to, you can always just use a Springer, like this Nexus. Just works really well. I haven't found, I can cycle this thing as fast as possible, and it still just feeds. So there's different setups you can have with this. You can jam in 4 to 8 of these drum springs to power this. There's 6 in there. If you use more, I think the force would just be a little bit too much, and it would eventually start squishing the darts up there. And yeah, if you have a really high feed rate AEG, you might need that. But 6 is enough for all my things. I've put it into a bunch of different blasters, like the Fury X, for example. This looks ridiculous, but it also feeds just fine with it. I can also just pick up a couple of my stringers to test out. Let's see here. Yep, holds just fine in my magazine. And it also feeds just fine. So yeah, it's an excellent mag and it's really easy to use. I've loaded it up fully 2 times today and it hasn't gotten that old. Now some minor caveats. The only thing I've found that is a bit negative is these followers. They are quite loud. That's it. That's the only negative point. Otherwise, this thing works really nicely. It's very reliable. It's easy to load. You just keep turning this and keep loading in darts as the space appears. Just make sure you have always 3 darts loaded into one of these chambers. There's a little fan in there that turns and keeps feeding the darts. But yeah, it's really nice. And it looks pretty spacey. For printing, it's all pretty nicely set up. I just had one minor issue. You can see it here. I think that's just because it's swelteringly hot the last couple days here. And I just think my print is cool and couldn't keep up with that specific overhang. But otherwise, pretty nice. You don't need a lot of support. The only part that really needs support is this and the fan there. And maybe some of the internals. Just switch on build plate supports and you'll print it just fine and it'll be easy clean up. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'll leave links to hardware kits and KptnAutismus stuff in there. Thanks again, Captain, for the cheap parts. And yeah, I suggest you get one of these.